Welcome to Tyler's Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is July the 2nd, 2025. We're going to be talking about NXT. Because we found out who the number one contender is for a Great American Bash. I think we got a couple matches. They got made for the Great American Bash. I need to look them up. Hold on, guys. My camera still looks like it's buggy. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the lighting or something. Internet takes forever sometimes. Alright, so... Well, I thought there was another tag team match, but I guess they didn't put it in here yet. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got some NXT to talk about because we got Evolution happening. We got the Great American Bash happening. I totally forgot. I thought I missed NXT. Technically, I did. I think it was a special time for NXT, or it was just taped because it's the July 4th week holiday. That's why they did Raw at 6. And they taped SmackDown because I guess WWE or Triple H wants the wrestlers to have July 4th off. So let's get the shows done, and then you guys gotta have a day off until July 4th. So yeah, I thought I missed it, but I found it because I didn't watch it live. I guess I missed it. I watched a repeat of it because I didn't know what time it was supposed to be on. I thought it was on at 8. Nobody said anything about NXT being changed times for this week. I didn't get anything. Well, before we get to talk about NXT, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about 2K25 because it got official. We found out who will be the celebrity guest for this DLC. Not the first one. This DLC with Jordan Grace, Penta, New Jack, and Bull. It's going to be KSI. Because it was revealed on the Nintendo Switch store. I don't know what that means, but I guess there's a store for that. And ladies and gentlemen, we heard that big announcement. It will be on Nintendo Switch number 2. I believe on July 23rd when the DLC comes out. So, yeah, if you guys want to play on the Nintendo Switch, it's coming out. Nintendo Switch number 2. I don't know if it works on number 1. I have no idea. They only said number 2. So, I have no idea what that means. But it looks like you could play every match that you could play on Xbox, on PlayStation, on your Nintendo Switch as well. I don't know about the island. And I don't know about online. Can you play online on those things? I don't know. I haven't played any of them. So I don't know. If you guys do have it, and you guys know if you guys can play online on it, put it on the comments below. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about NXT. Luca made a choice. Who is he going to team up with? Stax or Tony D'Angelo? Well, he called out Tony D'Angelo, and he's talking about being loyal, and I guess Tony D'Angelo doesn't have that. And then Stax came out and tried to play the mind games again, saying that thanks to Luca, I'm the Heritage Cup winner, the champion. And then he said all that stuff, and then he just punched Tony D'Angelo out. And then Stax says he was giving him a hug, said, yeah, you're going to join with me, man. And then Luca punched out Stax. And Luca says he's loyal to Luca. So Luca is his own guy now. He is not Tony D'Angelo's guy. He's not Stax's guy. He is his own guy. And we found out, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a contract signing at the Great American Bash for the TNA World Championship. Because remember, Santino made it a triple threat match now. So we heard that it's official at Great American Bash. Joe Hendry, Mike Santana, and Mr. Trick Williams will be at Great American Bash and signing the contract at the Great American Bash. I guess Santino will be there because this is about his world title. He should be the one hosting it, not Ava, because it's not Ava's world championship. We found out who's going to be facing Obafemi for the championship. I believe that's it with the segment. So we got some interviews, and it looks like Ricky Sainz, if he wants a title shot, he has to run the gauntlet against Swipe Right, but I can't say the Project people from Evolve, Swipe Right, and Jackson Drake, the Evolve champion. But if Ricky Sainz does win this match, he could pick the stipulation for his rematch against Ethan Page. So we will find out what happens there. And we heard there's going to be a tag team title match next week. Tatum Paxley is the one that says, if you don't have a problem with them, if you have a problem with them, put your titles on the line. And that's what they did. And we heard that Izzy Dame will have a shot at the Women's North American title. Was that next week or a Great American Bash? Sometime, I tell you guys why that match is happening. So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's it. All the announcements for Evolution. No tag team got announced to face Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Remember, one team from Raw, one team from SmackDown, and one team from NXT. And nobody got announced to be part of it. So, we have no idea what's going on there. But first match of the evening, we got Joe Hendry versus Wesley from the High Rise. And Trick Williams was on the commentary. I thought it was a pretty okay match, but the winner of that match was Joe Hendry. High Rise, Tyson and Tyree tried to get involved. Mike Santana came out and helped Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry gets the win, and we heard that next week on NXT, Joe Hendry and Mike Santana will have to team up with each other to face High Rise. And I believe that's Tyson and Tyreek. So that's going to be interesting. And what is Trick and Wesley going to do about it? Will they help their teammates out? Who knows? Next, we got Miles Bourne versus Lexus King because he made fun of some basketball team or football team. Some team. He made fun of those guys last week, and now he's going to pay the price. Pretty decent match, but the winner of that match was Miles Bourne. And we heard that Tavian Heights wants the same challenge as Miles Bourne had. Because he's a little upset that he had to face Devon Evans with a face mask on last week to get out of the faction. But he says if he wins, he wants to face Charlotte Dempsey. If he wins, he leaves No Quarter Catch Crew. And Charlie Dempsey said, if he wins, you're staying, and this conversation is over. And they shook hands, and it's happening. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Miles Bourne gets the win. We got Lanny Reid versus Thea Hale. Thea Hale is a little upset because, remember, she made Jada Parker tap out, but she still didn't win an opportunity to the fatal four-way match eliminator for Evolution. She's upset, and Lanny Reid got involved. She had something to say in backstage, and Thea Hale says, you should talk because you haven't been here for a while. Thea Hale has been there for years. So, ladies and gentlemen, Lanny Reid and Miss Thea Hale had a pretty decent match, but the winner of that match was Reid. She got the win in a surprise win. She did all the ropes. And Thea Hale's arm was under the ropes. So there was a lot of rope break. But we had a tag team match. Soruka and Zarya trying to talk to Tatum Paxley. Don't join Izzy Dame in the calling. But it looks like even Soruka and Zarya having little problems. So we had this tag team match, and it was a pretty decent tag team match. But the winner of that match was Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley because Zarya accidentally speared Soruka. She was about to get Izzy Dane, but Tatum Paxley saved Izzy, shoves her out of the way, and Zarya spears Saruka. And this is why Izzy Dane is getting a shot at the title against Saruka, is because she pinned Saruka. She gets a title shot. I forgot, I think it's in Evolution or the Great American Bash. One of those shows or next week. Something is happening. We have Yoshi versus Jasper Troy. No more contender spots for the NXT Championship at a Great American Bash. Pretty decent match, but the winner of that match and heading to a Great American Bash was Yoshi. Yoshi gets a title shot. We already knew that was going to happen. Troy already got his shot. In the background, you see Troy getting angry, getting upset. And then he got attacked by Javon Evans in the background. And then we had the face-to-face between Yoshi and Oba. And in the background, you just see Javon Evans pounding away on Troy. And then we had Jordan Grace coming out. She had a lot of things to say about Evolution. She's questioning, is she good enough to be part of WWE? They wouldn't sign you if you're not good enough. Why would WWE sign you if you're not good enough? And then she got interrupted by the NXT Women's Champion, JC Jane, and the Fatal Influence. And then, after all the talking, Fatal Influence attacked Jordan Grace. And then Blake Monroe came out to save Jordan Grace, and both Jordan Grace got rid of Paula Haley and JC Jane, and Ava made a match. And it's official. At the Great American Bash, it'll be Fatal Influence, Paula Haley and JC Jane versus Jordan Grace and the in-ring debuts of Blake Monroe. That's going to be interesting to watch. I think I forgot one thing for Monday Night Raw. Lauder Kaiser is now El Grande Americano. He was wearing the mask. He was wearing the singlet. I don't know what I saw, and I don't know what Ivy knows what she saw. The Creed brothers don't know what they saw. I just saw a big muscle man wearing a really tight singlet. Oh man, what in the world's happening? So now Lauder Kaiser want to be part of the American Made when he's already part of. I guess that's broken up, right? Imperium, isn't that broken up? Because we haven't seen Lauder Kaiser and Gunther together for months. Lauder Kaiser doing his own thing, and Gunther is being world champion. Boring world champion to me. I'm sorry, but I'm not liking his reign, because all he does is talk and talk and talk. Watch, next week we're going to hear from Gunther. He's not going to have a match, he's going to talk and talk and talk until Saturday night's main event. And then after Saturday night's main event, he's going to keep talking until SummerSlam. At least when Jey Uso was the world champion, the guy had matches. I don't care if it was 5-star matches. The guy had matches. He wrestled almost every single week. He wrestled in a tag team match at Money in the Bank. He didn't have to defend his title, but he was still in a match. Look at John Cena being the world champion. The guy's wrestling in every pay-per-view on SmackDowns. He's talking a lot on Raw and SmackDown. Because why doesn't he wrestle on Raw and SmackDown? People want to see him in big rivalries, not in the random matches with a whole bunch of people. People wanted him face all these top guys to get a title shots and on these big stages. Raw and SmackDown is not the biggest stages because it's on every single week. Not like these PLEs. They're not on every single week. They're on every single year. They're yearly. Raw and SmackDown is weekly. So I understand that John Cena is not wrestling and he's a part-timer. He's like a free agent. He's not a full-time wrestler. like Gunther is. Gunther is a full-time wrestler. He's supposed to be a full-time wrestler. But when is the last time this guy wrestled when he was the world champion? He beat Jey Uso and the guy wouldn't stop talking. And he's facing Goldberg now. At least he's wrestling. But he hasn't wrestled for the road to Saturday Night's main event. He hasn't wrestled. I just get bored because he's keep talking. At least John Cena makes the talking entertaining. At least he gets into a brawl or he gets attacked or he attacks them. Nobody's attacking Gunther. Nobody is doing anything. He got shoved. Okay? And I want to see more of Gunther destroying people, not talking and making me bored. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm not a big fan of his reign. Even his first reign, they're not really making him as a monster. The road to WrestleMania, the guy was running away from Jey Uso multiple times. The only time he was a monster when he made Jimmy Uso bleed and make Jey Uso watch. That's the only time he was a monster. And at WrestleMania, he tapped in seconds. They're not really making this guy a monster. I think Jacob Fatu is a bigger monster than Gunther is. Like, I would never want to be in the same ring as Jacob Fatu. The guy's scary. He scares the living hell out of me, man. He scares the living hell out of me. Ew, he's scary. I don't know why I say ew, but he is scary. He's a scary man. And I don't know what to say about that. But he's a scary man. Well, that's all for me today. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below. Hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I will see you guys tomorrow for AEW results. I don't know, AEW is doing the same thing as WWE with different times or taped. I don't know what they're doing. So I don't know if I'm going to miss AEW or AEW will be live, and normally they don't really have days off for July 4th for AEW. So I have no idea. That's all me today. I'm sorry for my camera being blurry. I don't know why it was so blurry. I don't know why I'm fixing it now when I'm almost finishing the video. That's all me today. Tyler, so see you guys tomorrow. Bye.